What's up? It's your boy Stevie83, and I'm back with another one. I'm back with another react. You know what I'm saying? Today, we are reacting to a friend of mine, Davo. My boy Davo, me and him was friends from 2011 when I met him in 2011. I used to travel back and forth to Baltimore, buying a lot of illicit things that we can't say on TV. So, with that being said, fuck. What's up? It's your boy Stevie83, and I'm back with another react. You know what I'm saying? Today, we're reacting to something else that you guys might not believe. Davo, a friend of mine from 2011 when I met him. He was a friend of mine. I met him through some illicit deals that we can't talk about on here. But I knew this man, and it's sad to me that I'm finding out this way about how he got taken out, how he got sent up. But you know what that is? You know why they is? These people crazy.
David President Davo Boykin grew up amid the grit of West Baltimore, a city that has seen a share of crime and violence. As a child, he learned to hustle, using music to escape the struggle around him. In interviews, he described writing songs like My Town to give listeners a glimpse into what it's like living in Baltimore.
If y'all don't know, man, look it up. Davo, My Town.
By his late 20s, Davo had carved out a name for himself on Baltimore's rap scene. He was an independent artist who won a distribution deal and released albums and mixtapes under his label, The Mob. His lyrics mix melodic harmonies with street rap, reflecting the hard-knock neighborhood he came from.
I try to stay focused on what pays me, but a lot shit been on my mind as of lately. Bitch, it's not a problem, I'm like Jay-Z. I just broke another hush. That's like number 80. She like, boy, you got me fucked up, you won't play me. She like, boy, you got me out here looking crazy. I'm like, how you gonna say that I'm still the same me? Girl, you the one that's out here trying to change me, yeah. I know that's just my fault, yeah, you blame me. And I still love you even though I know you hate me. Yeah. I don't know what you thought, I know about pain, see. I let one bitch break my heart and that's what made me, yeah. Yelling freedom up until they freed him. They gave him 75 years, we'll never see him again. He kept banging, he said he tried to see him bleeding again. He said he ran out of shots, but he tried squeeze it again. She said, who that bitch texting you? She want see you again. I'm like, there you go picking and now we beefing again. She like, there you go quitting, I guess you leaving again. She like, we can leave it at this. I'm like, well, we leaving it then. I got these demons around me. Nigga, don't ever be where I live, yeah.
Before we get started on this video, make sure you go check out my website that I shared with someone to spread the vibe. Community activist and a positive force in the city. He often partnered with local drug prevention programs and youth initiatives fighting the opioid crisis.
Bro, you sell so much
neighborhoods for the kids, as his friend Stars put it. In interviews, his manager noted Davo's plans to build a better life for himself and his family. He said Davo, and donating the proceeds to his 3 young children in college. Colleagues called him a city hero with a powerful voice and a message of hope. Davo's loved ones hoped his mission of positivity would live on through his music and the legacy he left his children. Despite his good works, Davo's music never shied away from the street realities around him. His songs depicted a city in mourning as Baltimore lost too many young people to violence and incarceration. When friends warned that we're losing our kids to the streets to death, Davo simply doubled down on his purpose, using his own story to warn and uplift others.
Funny little motherfucker, man.
Fellow Baltimore rappers and neighbors killed by gunfire as a grim reminder of the stakes. The city's violence and treacherous streets were woven into his verses and interviews alike. President Davo's world was a study in contrast. A rising star whose art was steeped in the dark reality of the streets. By 2023, he had become a fixture in Baltimore's rap scene, a melodic storyteller with over 100,000 followers and 11 albums to his name.
I didn't know all that. I didn't know he was spitting, kicking it like this, man. I ain't seen him since about 2012. You know, I ain't been out in the streets since like that long ago. You feel me?
His breakout single, a playful remix of Big Pun's Still Not a Player, retitled I Don't Want to Be a Player, racked up millions of views online. But as Davo's fame grew, so did the shadows behind him. He'd come up on the hard east side of Baltimore, and local lore held that he knew the city's gangs as intimately as he knew his music. In Baltimore, researchers note that violence isn't usually the work of distant kingpins, but interpersonal beefs between
I know the BGF was running real tough down there around then when I was there. Them and I can't think of that other crew that was running. What they call them? 4139, the Dogs, DMI. They running real tough down there.
Davo had more than a passing friendship with some of those crews.
I don't know who got him now.
Music videos to the corners of Baltimore block parties, rumors swirl. Was President Davo on good terms with the Black Guerrilla family? Baltimore is a and deeply embedded organization with roots in both prison yards and city blocks. Or did he stand apart? A lone soldier in hoodies with no formal clique.
Big ass a rock bottle in the back.
Davo's inner circle could say for sure, and Davo himself rarely addressed it. What's clear is that in Baltimore, even a coded lyric could spark real-world violence, and police knew to watch for retaliation cycles after a rapper's diss. As Baltimore criminologists have pointed out, neighborhood cliques are more common than traditional gangs here, which only meant that any hint of insult or rivalry could turn deadly fast. Meanwhile, Davo's personal life was stitched with loss. The faces behind his lyrics weren't just characters, they were friends, Eastside peers whose lives ended in gunfire or vanished into prison systems. In online street culture, he was grouped with a rising class of young artists from Northeast Baltimore, and when some of them were gunned down or locked away, it hit Davo hard. His manager lamented that the city was simply losing them to the jails, to the streets, to death. Every funeral,
especially when you locked up and you hear your man got put down, or you hear, you know what I mean? That's the worst. That's the worst.
Verse in Baltimore's ongoing tragedy, and Davo poured that pain into his music, sometimes by name checking fallen comrades in his rhymes.
Let me tell y'all this story, bro. It's a true story. My big brother had called me not too long ago. He like, Davo, watch them niggas. I'm like, who is niggas? Since I graduated, I've been schooling niggas. Life's a game, but you cannot play by the rules with niggas. I'm too hot, you won't catch me trying to be cool with niggas anyway. I miss my nigga Jeezy. He was singing 8 balls and got caught in a pool of niggas, ayy. And I ain't talking TV, but every time that we leave, that fire still be moving with us, ayy. Baby girl, I did not deal love. My heart rock hard, I gave it to Medusa, ayy. And I'm still top 3 in the city, nigga. Think they can fuck with me. I'm like, hold up now, not too much. Hey, to be honest, niggas born me. I like what this been doing for me. I used to live on Lawn Street. Hey, say you want smoke, then what we doing? Better stay inside like a stony nigga. Don't want no war with me. Hey, and I be thinking about our last times. I ain't never thinking be our last times, yeah. Nigga, I can get you stretcher free. Last nigga tried to step on me, got blew out like a landmine. Hey, and some niggas took the elevator. They should've took the steps with me. They should've took their damn time. Hey. I'm paper chasing till my legs hurt, just like I'm doing leg work. I'm in here doing mad signs. Damn, I gotta ask God some questions. I tried to call heaven and I ain't had no reception. Hey, I lost one of my best friends. If I knew he was gonna die, I would've never left him.
Said I tried to call heaven, but I ain't had no reception.
I've been questioning things I ain't posted.
Just as readily as friends fell, beefs simmered. Davo was said to have clashed with rival crews. Stories circulated of late-night studio fights and whispered arguments on stoops. And when a gangster rap life runs parallel to an artist's rise, it can end the same way. On the night Davo died, it was an ambush. He was sitting on a porch in East Baltimore when a gunman stepped from the shadows and opened fire. Prosecutors later bluntly called it an ambush, plain and simple. Witnesses reported a mysterious white SUV slipping away after the shots, suggesting this was planned, not random. In the courtroom that followed, lurid tales emerged. Davo was accused of having offered a $50,000 bounty on his alleged killer, telling more about how deeply Davo's name has sunk into Baltimore's rumor mill than about what really happened. Yet for all the street cred and whispered past, Davo presented himself as something more. His songs and interviews painted him as a community fighter, not a gangster. He spoke of wanting to clean up Baltimore's streets and help his children, even working with local anti-drug programs.
You can do 100 million good things in your life, but people are still going to remember that one bad thing you did for the rest of your life.
To his friends and fans, he was
let that sink
hero,
in.
As one peer put it, the kind of hometown star who carried both his city's pain and its pride. Now let's break down the murder. On the evening of October 6, 2023, Davo's life took a tragic turn. He had been sitting on the front porch of his home on Cliffwood Avenue in East Baltimore's South Clifton Park neighborhood when 27-year-old Earl Lee approached. Prosecutors told jurors that Davo was talking with a woman when Lee walked up to him and shot 10 times just after 6 p.m., an execution-style ambush that caught everyone by surprise. Neighbors immediately found Davo gravely wounded and unresponsive. He was rushed to a hospital but could not be saved. Police identified the victim as 28-year-old David Boykin, who went by President Deo, and classified his death as a homicide.
Wow,
News of the shooting sent shockwaves through Baltimore.
Davo.
Davo's friends mourned a rising star whose career was just taking off and urged the city to stop the senseless violence. A reward was posted for information.
It's not going to
stop. Davo's manager told reporters he was making a better life for himself. Everybody needs to stop the shooting and killing each other. Meanwhile, Davo's 3 young children lost their father, and the city lost one of its most promising voices for change. Detectives quickly gathered evidence from the scene. Video surveillance and license plate readers picked up the getaway car, leading police to a suspect. On October 8, 2023, the Baltimore Regional Auto Theft Task Force arrested Earl Lee at a parole meeting. By then, the city already had a detailed description.
Then he went to parole.
A shooter stepping from a nearby alley, and dozens of spent shells on the porch. Confronted by investigators, Lee gave conflicting accounts of the killing, at one point even claiming Davo had threatened his family. But the ballistic evidence and eyewitness accounts told a clear story.
You can't get
Within
that.
hours of his arrest, Lee confessed that he owned the gun used to kill Davo.
Wow.
Lee was charged with first-degree murder and multiple weapons violations. In Baltimore Circuit Court, prosecutors portrayed the shooting as cold-blooded and premeditated. Surveillance clips and Lee's own admissions tied him directly to the crime. In September 2024, a jury found Lee guilty of Davo's murder. At sentencing, Judge Kendra Osby gave Lee life in prison plus 21 years, a punishment reflecting the brutality of the ambush and Davo's untimely death. President Davo's story ended too soon, but his music and message live on. Fans continue
Rest
to
in
stream
peace,
his
little
songs
bruh.
and honor his memory with murals and tributes across Baltimore. His family and community remember him as a talented artist and devoted father whose voice helped tell the city's story. Though the streets took him at a young age, Davo's ambition to make Baltimore a better place survives in every note he recorded and every life he touched. I worked with President Davo about 9 years ago, back when he was still grinding through the early stages of his rise. We linked up on a music video for a track called Ride or Die. It wasn't some big label production, just raw, real, and pure Baltimore energy. You could tell even then that he had something different. There was hunger in his delivery, pain in his tone, and this unspoken understanding of the streets he was coming from. That day stuck with me, and watching everything that followed, it hit different. Knowing I'd seen the spark up close. I'll drop a link in the description to the video. Go check it out.
Now, when you go as far as YBC Duel did to disrespect your ops, you are not going to make it very long after. Once you start name dropping the dead, it is going to be a whole bunch of stuff come after it. You cannot even get away from it. It's going to follow you forever if you make it that long. These are more stories that prove drill rap is detrimental to our society.
But police are alleging it isn't the teenager's only body. Since Duel's death, surveillance video has been released showing the white vehicle Duel was traveling in as another vehicle pulled up alongside and opened fire. Police would state Duel was being followed for a few minutes leading up to the shooting, and 2 shooters can be seen firing from the front and rear passenger side. The same night of the murder, the shooter's vehicle was found burned in the 6900 block of North 15th Street. The vehicle had been reported stolen a week before, and detectives were able to recover ballistic evidence, including 2 .762 shell casings, 1 9mm shell casing, and an unfired 9mm bullet.
Now you got time to take the car back to a dead end street or wherever you did it at. I'm not quite sure where the car was, but you got time to put the car there, douse it in gasoline or whatever accelerant you're going to use, but you don't pick the casings up.
A series of fingerprints.
we got to get it together if we're going to stay at criminals. The criminals got to get smarter or something, because the cops definitely are.
But surveillance footage would provide the easiest path for detectives to follow. The shooter's vehicle was able to be tracked through a series of surveillance videos to the rear alleyway of a house on the 1700 block of 68th Street. Video would show who police believe to be 16-year-old Aiden Waters get out of the vehicle while attempting to cover his face.
Ladies and gentlemen,
into his own house.
We got him.
So not only would ballistic as well as forensic evidence be found after the getaway vehicle was sloppily dumped and burned, detectives have video of the
sloppily ain't long.
And the vehicle going all the way back to Aiden's house to drop him off. But this isn't all. The Philadelphia police are alleging this 16-year-old killed another.
We got one. He took the car to his house. They took the getaway car to his house.
FBI, open up! The person and attempted to kill another 8 people within just 5 days. A week before Duel's death, Aiden would pay a friend $100 to steal a car for him in Cheltenham. That car,
Chatham,
footage, was used as the getaway car in a gunpoint robbery outside Live Casino on August 17th.
That's crazy. For $100.
Was used to track and kill Duel days later. On August 18th, Aiden allegedly opened fire on the 500 block of Centner Street in Longcrest, shooting a 43-year-old man in the stomach and a 14-year-old in the leg. It was around 9:50 p.m. at the time of the shooting, and both victims would survive. Hours later, at 2:30 in the morning on August 19th, Aiden and at least one other person fired more than 24 rounds into a car full of teenagers on the 200 block of East Duncannon Street. 2 16-year-olds were shot, including Marquis Sanders.
That's terrible.
Who was shot in the head and killed.
Wow.
Around 4 a.m.,
wow.
Police recovered the shooter's vehicle, a Hyundai Sonata on the 6500 block of 10th Street. Investigators were able to determine that a cell phone had been connected to the car, and they downloaded the data associated with the phone. They discover a series of video jail calls between Aiden and friends who were in jail. During the calls on August 20th, Aiden discussed
I know he's gonna get in trouble.
Crimes using code words like scrimmage to describe shootings and slam dunks to describe murders, as if the streets of Philly were just a basketball game.
Yeah, like the cops don't know that.
Seen on video stating there were 2 different scrimmages in one day, 1 slam dunk, and 1 went in and out. Now the intelligence of the 16-year-old hit
went in and out
through his arrest affidavit. He allegedly paid $100 to have a friend steal a car, which tells me he most likely paid another teen.
$100.
Because no grown-ass man is stealing a car for $100.
Nah.
How the police found out this information hasn't been confirmed, which makes me think somebody is talking.
You ain't got to be a genius to think that.
Allegedly kill another 16-year-old while his phone was connected to the getaway vehicle, giving police access to video jail calls he had with friends describing the same shootings he allegedly committed. This isn't all. Police would search Aiden's home on August 31st.
Don't tell me.
Finding a 10mm Glock with a red switch, as well as a laser extended magazine and other gun accessories. In his basement,
he kept the pipe.
9mm Glock, and a ballistic test would confirm this was the murder weapon that killed Duel, and was also the weapon.
Ladies and gentlemen,
to other shootings.
We got him.
So back to this kid's intelligence. This 16-year-old shooter was smart enough to keep the gun that was used to kill the most disrespectful rapper in the city in his basement. With officers finding the 9mm
in his basement
in the burnt getaway vehicle, along with 7.62 casings, it can be confirmed Duel was killed by 2 shooters firing a 9mm Glock and most likely a 7.62 Draco. So who exactly is Aiden Waters? Born in only 2008, let that sink in for a second. Aiden was featured on the cover of ESPN's magazine at only 7 years old in 2015. Police would allege he was now affiliated with the Fast Break gang, which is a lesser known gang based in the Olney neighborhood. Members are connected to and considered the little brothers of a more well-known gang named M24. But authorities would clarify they found little to any reason why Fast Break or Aiden would want Duel dead.
Are you serious? They don't know why they want him gone? This right here is going to be probably one of the reasons.
Bruh.
Other than notoriety, YBC Duel quickly became known as the most disrespectful rapper in the city, and authorities believe 16-year-old Aiden wanted to be able to say he was the one who killed him.
Wow. That's all he wanted?
Aiden is overwhelming, but detectives still haven't identified the driver or second shooter involved in Duel's death. Aiden, on the other hand, has been charged with 2 counts of murder, 6 counts of attempted murder, 8 counts of aggravated assault, 9 gun charges, and more. And the craziest
Ladies and
part about
gentlemen,
his arrest is this
we
is
got him.
literally his first arrest, and may very well be.
That's going to be his last sound. Now, Foolio, he was the king of diss tracks. He went as far as the printing out of rival gang members' dead brothers' pictures on a big poster, going to the grave and making a diss song about them.
Foolio's fans know how wild the war in Jacksonville has been since at least 2017.
It's been out there a long time.
War zone and bodies
That's Ace.
on both sides.
That's the enemy.
That's why nobody knew why Foolio was dropping.
Foolio's enemy anyway,
like
not mine.
Foolio had been posting about the party all over social media and told people DM him to get the address. Foolio is one of the most hated dudes in the rap game.
I've said this before, man. Do not post your address on any social media platform.
And had already survived some wild shootings. The ops were all over him, but he still let everyone know exactly where he was gonna be. Foolio was throwing a pool party at an Airbnb, but it got shut down by the cops because there was too many people. After the cops came through and told everyone to leave, Foolio and his crew headed to another spot to keep the party going. But what Foolio didn't know is that the ops were already following him. Isaiah Chance, aka Gutta Zay, and his girlfriend Alicia Andrews were tracking Foolio. According to the cops, they followed Foolio to 2 different locations, and at both places, Gutta Zay called up the shooters and they pulled up in a different whip. Then when Foolio and his crew went to a hotel at the end of the night, both of the cars followed him there. When Foolio and his homies pulled into the hotel parking lot, the ops parked across the street so Foolio wouldn't know he was being watched. Then Gutta Zay and Alicia Andrews rode through the parking lot of the hotel to make sure Foolio was there. They pulled off, and that's when 3 shooters hopped out of the other
And this
whip
is actual
and ran down
footage.
the car Foolio was sitting in. Shots started going off before Foolio and his crew could do anything. Everyone in the car got hit up, but Foolio was the only one who died. After the news broke that Foolio got killed, rumors started flying about who was behind the hit, and the cops already thought some shooters came all the way from Jacksonville to take Foolio out. The cops knew how much beef Foolio had in his hometown, and they knew from the jump that it wasn't just a random shooting. Fans and cops already knew Foolio and Young and Ace had been beefing for years, and Ace put more heat on himself when he dropped the track Do It on the same day Foolio died in years. And Ace put more heat on himself when he dropped the track Do It on the same day Foolio died.
Another diss track.
Car I'm in, these bitches tinted. Choppers and killers in it. Catch his ass and do his ass.
No, he finished.
Flip his ass, then smoke his ass.
We stand on business.
All my niggas get active.
Jump in the car, we all in
go
traffic.
And niggas called the phone, said they got the low.
Told them do it.
I ain't sparing shit.
It's on site if we into it. That boy got hard. That boy right there is a beast.
On the track Game Over and said, 5 in the morning, I got a call. What is this? Dead on the floor, dead on arrival, Mr. 6. I'm steady screaming out, fuck the law and fuck the 6. 4 in the car and 1 of them dead, 3 got hit. I told them niggas they don't want no war with this shit. And I told them niggas go and step hard around this bitch. Ace still wasn't finished though.
I don't know how long he's gonna be, but
took more shots at Foolio and Raz.
Who knows?
Niggas is dead from around the corner. TikTok. I was chilling. These niggas thought they was running shit. These niggas got a couple of views. They thought he was really lit. And they not outside for real. The ops be dying for real. Hop out the car and chase something. You think you can go face to face with me? The last nigga 6 feet deep. And face shot, fuck 12. They ain't solving nothing. Niggas did all that running, that fuck nigga still died. Fuck nigga dead, His dog's trying to keep his name alive. Ace wasn't the only one from his side dissing though.
See, diss songs nowadays are just getting more and more blatant telling on yourself. Like, they're telling on themselves in rap songs. They're telling on themselves in Instagram posts. They're just, the cops have got it easy nowadays. The cops ain't got to do shit.
Foolio dead for real. It's not a joke. I know they said it the last time. This time it's not a hoax. I'm from Jacksonville. We jack and kill, pop that steel, gang, let's go.
That boy Big Pack, roll him up, Big Smoke.
His mama stronger than him. That bitch survived. He got blicked down. They even called Foolio out by his real name and rapped, I would tell you, ask Charles Jones, but he dead for real. This time it's serious. He ain't coming back. And if he do, y'all can kill me. Somebody gotta die. It can't be us. We gotta kill. We might have to touch one of these niggas to make them feel it.
Wow.
Ace's side was even dissing Foolio.
K-So.
Ace's homie K-So has been locked up ever since he allegedly killed a dude named Lil Buck in broad daylight. Lil Buck had dissed K-So's brother Boscoon after he got killed. So K-So allegedly slid on him in a Jacksonville parking lot. K-So also got charged for killing Foolio's homie Lil Bibby. And after Foolio died, K-So posted a picture of him and Foolio together back in the day and said, it's gonna be boring without you. What's crazy about the war in Jacksonville is that a lot of the dudes beefing with each other were cool back in the day. Foolio's mom even said that she knew K-So and his whole family.
That's K-So, I know him. I know his mother. I know his whole family.
But after the
that don't mean nothing.
Everyone started killing each other, even though they used to be homies. When Foolio died, a lot of people connected it to Ace and his homies from the jump, but the dudes who allegedly actually killed Foolio had their own reasons to take him out. 3 days after Foolio died, the cops in Jacksonville pulled an SUV over for speeding. At first, it was just a normal traffic stop, and they had no idea that they were about to break the Foolio case.
That's not an SUV, bro.
Driving the whip was Sean Gathright, an 18-year-old who's allegedly from Oxford, Mississippi. Gathright was arrested in Oxford back in
one of the doers
for shooting at an apartment complex where 3 people got hit up. But Gathright skated on the case, and his lawyer said he was just defending himself. Right now, it's not clear how Gathright got wrapped up in the Foolio situation, but the cops say he was one of the 3 shooters who killed Foolio in Tampa. When the cops pulled Gathright over for speeding, they also found a gun, mushrooms, and ammo in the whip.
Wow,
no
bro.
Idea that he was connected to the Foolio hit, but it looks like Gathright might have flipped and told the cops exactly how it went down. Before they picked Gathright up for speeding, nobody knew who was on the Foolio hit.
Wow.
After he was killed, the Jacksonville and Tampa police linked up with the feds to solve the case, but it didn't seem like they had a lot of evidence yet. But that all changed after they booked Gathright. After Gathright got booked, he tried to escape from the jail by climbing on a table in the interrogation room and taking tiles out of the ceiling. The cops caught him before he could climb up into the ceiling though, and that's when Gathright allegedly started talking. One day after Gathright was arrested and interrogated, the cops got a warrant to arrest Gutta Zay and his girlfriend Alicia Andrews.
He dimed them out.
Assault rifles rolled up and surrounded Gutta Zay's crib, and he never had a chance to do the race. After about 20 minutes, Gutta Zay and Alicia Andrews both came out of the house and were arrested for premeditated first-degree murder with a firearm. And
you can lay your butt down in the water.
Murder with a firearm. According to the cops, Gutta Zay and Alicia were the ones who followed Foolio around on the day he got killed. They weren't the ones who took him out.
Gutta must be not Gutta man must not be a chicken man.
Gutta and Alicia were just dropping Foolio's location to Gathright and 2 cousins who had major personal beef with Foolio on 6th Block. After Gutta and Alicia got booked, the cops announced that they were looking for 2 more shooters.
So then they told on him.
Davion and Rashad Murphy are cousins from Jacksonville who allegedly repped 1200. Gutta Zay allegedly reps ATK, which is the same crew Ace is from, and they're clicked up heavy with 1200. Foolio was already Rashad and Davion Murphy's op because of the gang ties, but they also had a personal reason to kill him. Back in 2018, a dude from 6th Block named Kenny K took out a 1200 affiliate named Spaz in a brutal shooting at a high school football game. According to rumors, Kenny K and his homie Lil Bibby went to the game and were spotted by Spaz and some other dudes from 1200. Spaz allegedly tried to press Bibby and Kenny, and that's when Kenny K upped his strap and started letting off shots. He hit Spaz and 2 other people in front of a huge crowd, and Spaz was pronounced dead at the scene when the cops rolled up. Kenny K got booked for 2nd-degree murder, but later he pleaded guilty to manslaughter because the witnesses wouldn't come to court and testify against him. Kenny K came home after fighting the case for 5 years.
How short he is.
Putting them on. They were hanging around each other all the time. And Foolio even brought Kenny K with him the last time he went on No Jumper. Killing Spaz was bad enough, but Foolio and the rest of 6th Block never stopped dissing him. And then the disrespect went to a whole different level when someone went to Spaz's grave and posted a video of them pissing on it. Nobody knows who actually did it, but rumors said that Foolio was the one who went to the grave. Spaz was a big loss for 1200, and especially for Rashad and Davion Murphy. According to reports, Spaz was Rashad's little brother, and he was Davion's cousin too. When Foolio died, a lot of people were pointing at Youngin Ace and saying he dropped a bag on Foolio's head, but Rashad and Davion Murphy had their own reason to take him out. Gutta Zay had a personal reason to kill Foolio too. Gutta Zay was tight with Youngin Ace's brother 2-3 back in the day. Then in 2018, Ace, 2-3, and two other homies got hit up in traffic, and Ace was the only one who survived. Foolio and the rest of 6 Block have been dissing 2-3 ever since he died. Like on the track When I See You, where Foolio rapped, "Bitch, I'm 2-3 high. Bitch, say your goodbye. Get that boy to business like a suit and a bow tie. Light them boys block up like the 4th of July. They got caught lacking, the whole world wanna know why."
Now, we don't understand why. We don't understand when. We understand that these guys make these drill rap songs talking about their dead, talking about what they do, talking about what they did do. You know, it's a never ending tale, because if you take out my homeboy or my brother, then I got to come take out your homeboy or your brother. But that's the end of it for today, guys. Make sure you wop, wop, wop. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.